What's up, everyone? I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today and focusing on Google Ads tutorials specifically for healthcare practices, medical offices, dentists, doctors, basically anything along those lines. So you can see Google has policies for healthcare and medicines. This page is incredibly long about every single policy they have for different medicines and pharmaceuticals and different things that you can and can't promote in different countries. So what I would highly recommend is generally what I do is I take this entire page, I put it directly into Claude.ai, and I say, what things can I not promote in the United States? Because it's really going to depend on your country. So generally, a lot of things are allowed on Google when it comes to medicine, health, and health practices, but there are some policies that you want to make sure you follow. And I know, for example, there's certain things you can't promote as far as targeting people with addiction. So you're not allowed to target that keyword on Google Ads. So there's certain things that you're just not allowed to target, and there's certain things they have no problem with you targeting, like dentist near me. So the example that I'm going to be using in this video today, and I'll be using the Google Keyword Planner, I'll be using Google Ads to create a campaign. The main thing I'm not going to go into too much detail about in this video is conversion tracking. I will show you the conversion goals I have in my account, but I'm going to be doing this today for an example business. I just searched dentist near me, and I found one of the closest dentists right down the road from me, Prince Creek Dental Care. So this is right next to the Publix that I go to all the time. So they have a bunch of different things that they provide and here on their website. So I'm going to pretend they reached out to me and said, Corey, we need help with our Google Ads. I'm pretty sure they are running Google Ads. I think I saw an ad at the top of the page. I don't know if it was theirs. Okay, really quickly, by the end of this video, you'll see I have a campaign created for this my fake dental client. So if you do need help with Google Ads, I do provide different services. I do provide Google Ads management services. The pricing for management starts at $600 a month. So generally, it's going to be around $600 a month for a client like this. And then I also do provide Google Ads consulting sessions for $250. So if you're currently running ads and you're having trouble getting conversion tracking to work, or you're not driving conversions, just reach out to me. Go to my website. You can see both of the URLs up here, surfsideppc.com/services. So send me an email and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Last but not least, I do have a free Google Ads training, surfsideppc.com/training, and I have a Google Ads course, surfsideppc.com/course. So if you're interested in those, you can find those as well. So let's get back to the video and let's build our Google Ads search campaign for this dental practice. No, different one. I think they are running Google Ads, but this is basically the approach that I would take if they said, we want to run Google Ads, and what I would do, because they have a lot of different services here. Some of them are kind of the main dental services that you expect, like cleanings, checkups, preventative oral health, essentially. Restorative dentistry, so dentures, root canal treatment, bridges, crowns, implants, fillings. They also have implants, a bunch of different things here. So it's not just one specific thing that they're promoting. So the very first thing I always think about when I'm looking at all of this is I would probably split a lot of these things into different campaigns. And a lot of that comes down to guidance from the dentist themselves. If they say to me, hey, the best thing for us is implants. If somebody calls us for implants, it's worth the most for our business. A lot of times I try to break those things out because it's worth bidding higher and having a higher cost per conversion for services that are going to actually bring in more revenue and ultimately increase the profit of the business. So if they come to me and said, hey, we really need to make sure that we're targeting these specific things, and we're not really too worried about, something like tooth sensitivity or cold sore treatment, those types of things. We're just not trying to promote for that at all. But emergency dental care can be very lucrative, or it could potentially be something like dentures or veneers and things like that. So that's generally where I start, is working with the client to try to understand what is going to be the most important part of your business. And then the other thing that I do a lot of times is use the Google Keyword Planner to help guide me in terms of, okay, what should we split out into different campaigns? And what you could always do is create one or two campaigns to get started. Basically say, let's start one campaign, things that are more preventative oral health. So the mouth guards, dental cleanings, checkups, trying to get more patients in the door. Because ultimately you get more patients in the door, then you can probably sell them much easier on some of these restorative or implants or different things like that. So let's just say they reach out to me to keep this a little bit simple. Let's say they reach out to me and they're very interested in promoting restorative dentistry. So they say, we have $3,000 a month. We want to promote restorative dentistry, dentures, root canal treatment, bridges, crowns, implants, fillings, and we're trying to get people to book with us for all of these different services. So they also have a separate thing for implants here, but it actually just goes to the same exact page over here for implants. So we're just going to focus on these right here. I would put these all into their own campaign. So basically have a restorative dentistry campaign, Prince Creek Dental Care, and I'll build that in a little bit. So where I get started first is trying to figure out what keywords I should target and what would be the best keywords for these specifically. Now, this could be very, very simple, and just understanding like something like dentures here and knowing Google Ads well enough, I could probably literally just target as a phrase match keyword, and I'm not going to enter it like this, but I could just target something like not dentist near me, dentures near me. And I know for a fact that this could potentially be somebody who's looking for dentures, but there are different ways people may be looking for this. So the next step you want to take when you're looking at keywords is you're basically saying, okay, I want to target people that are looking for dentures. So if I search something like dentures near me, and we open up this page, what I like to look at is what actually comes up. So you could see Dentures Myrtle Beach, Aspen Dental, and then we have Holmestown Commons Dental Care. So this looks like just a broad ad. Okay. So keep scrolling down here. And you can see all of these right here so this is a perfect keyword for us to target. Now this is showing 0 average monthly searches, but this one's showing plenty of search volume over here. Average cost per click. This is brought in by Search Atlas. This is Surfer SEO. I don't know if they just don't work well together, because I don't think Surfer SEO works with the Search Atlas over here. So keyword difficulty is 2, which is kind of surprising. I would think it'd be much higher. I know that it's a difficult keyword when it comes to ads, but this is essentially the keyword that we would want to be targeting. And if you do something, and we'll get rid of the quotes here, if I do something like dentures near me, and then we look at some of these other keywords here that are under the restorative dentistry, root canal treatment, bridges, crowns, implants, fillings, implant supported dentures. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just copy all of these. Now I want to use things like dental bridges, dental crowns, because if I start targeting bridges, crowns, implants, fillings, it's not necessarily going to be geared towards dentistry. That could be for other things as well. So let's come over here and we'll just enter all these keywords, and basically what I'll do is something like dental bridges, and you could put the near me here, but I'll show you how I actually do this generally. So dental bridges, dental implants, we could say dentist implants. So just trying to get all of the keywords that we can find. You probably don't have to add both of these, but why not? So root canal treatment, crowns, fillings. Okay, so we will come back over here, root canal treatment, dental crowns, dental fillings. We could say restorative dentist. I don't know if that's how people are actually going to search for it. I think that's kind of a term probably used more by dentists. Implant supported dentures. I don't know what that is, but we'll just enter that there. So implant supported dentures. Now you can add up to 10 keywords here. You could also enter a website to filter unrelated keywords. So I can put in a dental website here, and sometimes I'll use like a very large dental practice, like a national dental practice, and enter that in there because they generally are ranking for more keywords. So I just want to find every last keyword that I can. But for right now, we're going to use these 9 keywords. You could use up to 10. When you enter more keywords in here, it'll actually give you more keywords back. So the more you enter, the more keyword ideas you're ultimately going to get. Okay, so some of them were not used for keyword ideas. That might just be, that is a medical thing where some of them you're just not able to actually target. That's perfectly fine. We'll click on enter here. 2,700 keyword ideas, way too many keyword ideas, but you kind of get the idea of like, okay, we have plenty of keywords for us to target, and ultimately you don't need a keyword list. And this is something I've done in the past. You don't need a keyword list that is just absolutely massive. You just really don't when you're starting to target these keywords. You want to target the best search intent keywords and make sure that you are as targeted as possible. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to start going after irrelevant search terms and basically wasting your budget. And the problem with medical, well, not a problem, but it's just one of the parts of medical, as you can see the top of page bid here, high range and low range. So even if you look at the range here, some of these bids get very, very expensive. But even on the low range, you're going to be spending, it looks like at least $7, $8 cost per click for some of the better keywords. So I usually look a lot of times at what keywords people are bidding higher on. I know it's counterintuitive to kind of say, why would we go after the most expensive keywords? It's because they generally drive the most revenue. So that's ultimately why you're doing this. This one, $117.46. T3 construction. So if you spend $100 on a click and you get a conversion, or you spend $300 on a conversion, T3 construction probably is going to make you a whole lot more money than that. So you really have to look at, okay, what are we actually bidding on, and is it worth bidding this high? You're likely not going to be bidding this high. This is for the entire United States if you're located where I am in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. So you can enter a different location up at the top here and get more accurate data, but then sometimes it takes away some of the keywords, so I don't really want to do that. What I generally do is I add a couple filters, and usually I'll start with a filter and just say, I want average monthly searches to be greater than or equal to 50. So we're just going to be looking for keywords that are getting more average monthly searches. Get rid of a lot of those that have 10, 20 average monthly searches because we're looking for more popular keywords that are going to be highly relevant for our campaign. Next is going to be, we're going to add another filter, and this is one I use very often, is keyword contains near me. So near me basically signifies that somebody's looking for a local appointment and they're not just doing some research. If I go into Google and I type in dentures near me, there is intent there that I want to find dentures. If I just search dentures, okay, so this is one I see very often. So yeah, dentures Myrtle Beach, perfect. Dentures near me, perfect. If I search dentures versus implants, there I may get some ads come up. Yeah, so you could see affordabledentures.com came up, but we have an AI overview here at the top. This is an information search. So somebody may search this and end up converting on a website, or what they're probably most likely going to do is they may click one of these ads, come in here and say, okay, this is a comparison, so this is actually a good one. But sometimes you click on these and you just go to, let's just say, affordable dentures and implants. I click on this, I open it up. It's like, all right, I'm more interested in what the difference is between the two. So I come back out and then I go into Healthline, dentures versus implants, how to choose. And that's basically what a lot of people are looking for. If you can build a landing page, like these are very, very good examples. Compare dentures and implants, dentures versus implants. These are very good ads, very good landing pages. This one too here. Although all vehicles, compare models, find dealerships, cost of dentures versus implants. This is they must have, interesting. Almost want to click on this and go to the landing page, but ultimately the other three ads look really good, but this is an informative search. So there's generally going to be a lower conversion rate, and you can see it's not like this is cheap. I guess Surfer SEO wants to work for this search. It's not like this is cheap. So $8.58, $4.67, not generally cheaper clicks. So that's why I'm always looking at these near me keywords, because it shows that people are going to make the choice to actually book a service and go with a company that's close by. So now we can start getting some of these different keywords here. I still have it ranked by the top of page bid. Now what I would generally do is start to rank it by the average monthly searches. And then what I'm looking for is basically what are going to be the most popular keywords that we can target and how do we separate them out. So let's come down here. We take dental implants near me. I have a protectedtext.com. It's just a free online notepad, no ads or anything. So we'll just use that. Dentures near me. And you're seeing these are all going to be different ad groups. So we have dentures near me, dental implants near me, and you can start separating them by ad groups. So dental implants, and you should start to get the drift of what we're doing here. We're trying to find the best keywords that we have. So false teeth. And one of the things I see here is 40,500 dentures near me. Let's look at the bids, $3.14, $13.67. What Google is basically saying is false teeth near me is the same exact keyword as dentures. So you don't necessarily need to target, but we might as well add it in there too. So we'll take false teeth near me. Now, obviously, building a campaign like this could take a few hours. I'm going to be doing a quicker version of this for the tutorial and kind of showing you how I go about creating these types of campaigns. So we'll do dental crowns near me. Now we have same day dentures, affordable dentures. We can add those as well. So there's no downside to adding more of those. So now dental crowns near me. So let's take a few more of these keywords here. We'll do same day, affordable dentures, copy. Come over here and we will paste those ones as well. Okay, so we have 4 keywords now in our dentures ad group. I would target these as a phrase match keyword. That's generally how I get started. If you have a client with a smaller budget who's very like, I don't want to waste money, go with exact match keywords. You're going to have to bid a little bit higher on the exact match keywords, but you will make sure that you're targeting pretty much exactly this. Phrase match keywords long-term generally give me the best results, and then broad match keywords can work depending on budgets, depending on ultimately, if you're looking for more conversion volume at the expense sometimes of cost per conversion, although I've had a lot of success with broad match keywords as well. So keyword match types is one of those things where I generally recommend phrase match keywords, but there are plenty of use cases to use exact match, especially for a brand new campaign. Exact match could also be useful for very, very specific types of keywords. So if you're saying you have some specific type of denture that people are looking for, then that's where, let's just say it's called ABC dentures. Then that's where you may want to say, okay, let's target this as an exact match keyword because we are going after people that are specifically looking for this. So that's one of the options that you have. Let's keep coming down here. Okay, so dental crowns, tooth crown. So if you, again, same thing, crown teeth, dental caps, these all have the same average monthly searches, look like they have probably the same. Where is my, okay, so dental crowns, tooth crown, dental caps, you could see all pretty much the same. So for crowns, crown, caps, same exact average monthly searches, same bid. So these are all pretty much the same thing, but why not target all of them? Eventually what Google is probably going to do is tell us that we have redundant keywords and tell us to remove those redundant keywords, but we'll take some of these. So this is plenty to get started with. Obviously you would want to make sure that you have more keywords here. So we have implants, dentures, and crowns. What I would do is I would continue building out all of these different services. So root canal treatment, bridges, crowns, implants, fillings, implant supported dentures. I don't know if I would do that, but we have right now our ad groups for dental implants, we have dentures, and we have dental crowns. So what you would want to do is basically start with a few ad groups, and as you're building your campaign, continuously create more ad groups. But let's move along with this video a little bit and start creating our campaign. So we're going to come back into our Google Ads account, go into our campaigns here. This is the Google Ads account where I have a pool campaign running. So obviously it's not something I'm going to be running any type of dental campaign within this account. The very first thing I do within Google Ads after doing my keyword research and starting to build my ad groups and building my keyword list, again, the keyword research process, and this is something I'll create like a full video on and just sit here and do this one day. But the keyword research process generally takes me about an hour or two to do. So when you're going through something like this, a lot of times you're building out ad groups for the different services. So a lot of times I would take all of these, copy them, come down here and paste them. And then these are going to be your ad groups. So we have dentures already. We have dental crowns already. So we could say, okay, let's do root canal treatment, and we can do root canal near me, root canal treatment near me, and start targeting keywords like that. The other thing too is when you're targeting near me, the other keyword variation I target is if we have dental implants, we'll come down here twice and we'll say, okay, let's do the city they are located in. And so that's usually where I start, where they're actually located in Murrells Inlet. And then I do basically the biggest city around. So in this case, that's going to be Myrtle Beach, obviously not a huge city, and Myrtle Beach is something. The other thing you could do is dental implants, South Carolina. So there are going to be people that search like this, but generally if you just add the cities, then you should be perfectly fine. And this will take care of all the different keywords that you want to target within this ad group. And you can continuously add more cities depending on where you're located and how many cities are within a drive distance to you. So there's probably about 5 or 6 around Murrells Inlet that are worth a drive to. One of them is Pawleys Island. But the problem is, as you expand further down, these are generally not going to convert as well because you're not located in those cities. It's just one of those things where if it's a very nearby neighboring city, a lot of times people will make that drive, no problem. However, as you start going further away, there are other dentists and other places that do dental implants in Pawleys Island, in Myrtle Beach, that are probably much closer than people that are already in Murrells Inlet. So one of those things to just keep in mind as you target more keywords. In this case, I would probably do Murrells Inlet and Myrtle Beach, dentures near me, false teeth near me. Okay, so we have all of those. Yeah, so then basically I'd add fillings. We have implants. I would add bridges. We have crowns, and then implant supported dentures is probably just one I wouldn't do. I would just put any of those keywords directly into the dentures here. So that's basically all you would want to do. I would just have to add my ad group for bridges. My keywords here pretty much can go dental bridges near me. We have crowns. Within crowns are caps, fake teeth, different things like that people search. And then last but not least is fillings. So you could just basically, we'll put dental fillings near me. And this could be a starting point for your keyword list and your campaign. And then you could always expand on this list. So obviously dental bridges, Murrells Inlet, dentures, Murrells Inlet. So some of those different keywords all in the same ad group. And I would put all of these ad groups within the same campaign. So let's come over here to Google Ads and let's start creating our new campaign. Right before we do that, you definitely want to do conversion tracking. So what I would highly recommend for conversion tracking in this case is you would want to track, I call them desktop phone calls. This is basically somebody comes to your website, they are on their computer, they get to the website and they type in, I don't see the phone number, they type in the phone number directly on their phone. Google uses a call forwarding number and is able to track those conversions 60 seconds or more. The other one is somebody clicks on this or clicks on the call button. That would be tracked as a conversion as well. So you could do that with Google Tag Manager. The other one will be be scheduling. So a scheduling form, the best thing to do is when somebody submits this scheduling form, and let's just see if they already have one. If somebody submits this scheduling form, just put them right to a thank you page. So they don't have that page. Thank you, confirmation, booking confirmation, appointment confirmation, whatever you want to call that. So this is the page that you want to redirect them to, and then you can track that as a conversion in Google Ads as well. You can track your live chat. You can also track things like they had get directions on one of the pages. I don't see it now. So you could track all of those different things as conversions, and that would be very, very, very vital. This is the most important thing you need to do if you want to be successful with Google Ads. I just put together a very long conversion tracking tutorial here. So Google Ads conversion tracking tutorial for 2024. It's broken out into different lessons. So tracking button clicks, thank you page conversions, your contact form, a quick introduction to why it's important. Google Ads phone call conversion tracking. This is a very important one, 30 minutes, and you can learn how to set up all your conversion tracking. Quickly while you're here, you can get my free Google Ads training. If you are a Google Ads professional, go to surfsideppc.com/training. You get a free about hour-long video of basically how I create campaigns and look at Google Ads. And if you're really looking to improve your Google Ads knowledge, everything like that, go to surfsideppc.com/course, and I have a Google Ads course for sale there. Anybody who purchased the 2024 course will get the 2025 course for free. So those are my two offers for you if you're interested. But if we come back over here to Google Ads, let's see some of our conversion goals here. So some of these I've set up multiple times, but you have phone calls directly from the ads. You have mobile phone calls, and then I call them desktop phone calls, people on a computer typing in the phone number. So those are the three that you want to track first. The next one would be any type of contact form that you have. You want that to go directly to a thank you page. And then a few other things that I have tracked. I have an email clicks example. You could do something where you have a specific thank you page for a specific service. Text messages, these ones are through Google Analytics 4. Some of these are kind of duplicates. I've just done a lot of lessons about conversion tracking. But once you have your conversions tracked and set up properly, the way that I prefer to do it is create the conversion goal in Google Ads. So create our conversion action. You could see the 3 different phone call ones here, and then the website option. And I create the conversion through Google Ads, create the conversion action. You will see all of that through this video. If you go to this video and watch it, I'll put this in the link description. And then once you're in Google Tag Manager, what you need to do is just create a new tag and name your tag. Tag configuration will be Google Ads. Google Ads conversion tracking. For the calls from the website, you use calls from website and just enter the displayed number on the website, which is this number here, the way it looks exactly on the website. So that is one that you can do. The other is just doing a standard, not Google Analytics, a standard Google Ads conversion tracking tag, conversion ID, conversion label, and then you have to set up a trigger. I have a ton of triggers already set up here. This one is page URL contains thank you. So if you click on it and we go to it really quickly, you can see the trigger type is a page view. You just select that from the list here. And then this trigger fires on some page views when the page URL contains thank you. So then somebody gets redirected to your thank you page. This counts as a conversion in Google Ads. So that is how I generally track a lot of my conversions, is with Google Tag Manager. You can track all of your phone call conversions with that. And all you need to do is just install Google Tag Manager on your website. Very, very easy to do, especially for a WordPress website. So let's come back over to Google Ads and not YouTube, and let's start building our search campaign. So what you're going to do next is create your campaign, new campaign that's going to be focused on leads. So your goal is to drive leads, and that is what you're doing with a dental or any type of medical practice. Some medical practices may have sales depending on what they have on it, but for the most part, it's just going to be leads. Use these conversion goals to improve leads. So this actually isn't what we want. We want the contacts and we want our phone call leads. So this is really important. You want to make sure that the conversions you're optimizing for are here within your conversion goals. So request quotes is actually not one I've really used that often, so we'll remove that. Phone call leads, contacts, you want to make sure you're tracking all of the different phone calls. You want to make sure you're tracking a live chat if they have it. And you want to make sure you're tracking the scheduling. So all of those things, you want to make sure those conversion goals are here, because then your campaign actually optimizes for them. So the other option is to use an account level conversion tracking. In that case, Google will optimize for any of your primary conversion actions. So you can see here, some of these are saying tag inactives, no recent conversions, but you can set some of these as secondary conversion actions. And then if you use an account setup, then it will actually go after just your primary conversion action. So I can show you that in a little bit after we finish this. So next is going to be a campaign type. It's going to be search. We're going to keep scrolling down here and we're going to choose website visits. So there's a couple different options here, but we want website visits, our business's website. You don't necessarily need to add this, but we'll just add it. So we'll copy this. We will put our business website here, click on continue, and now campaign name. So in this case, I would probably call this one just Prince Creek Dental, and I would say restorative and implants. So click on continue. And now it's time to start creating our campaign. This is one of the biggest challenges is new bidding strategy for brand new campaign. What you could try is saying, I want to focus on conversions. Okay, and set up all your keyword targeting. What may happen is that your campaign may not spend. So you set this up as conversions. We create our ad groups, so dental implants, and we set these all up as phrase match keywords. Since Google doesn't have conversion data about our campaign yet, it's basically, okay, they're like, we don't know what to do. That's basically what happens sometimes. Like I launch campaigns, conversions, bidding strategy, and Google's like, I have no clue what to do now. So the other option is to optimize for clicks, and you can set a maximum cost per click bid limit. I am not a huge fan of maximize clicks. I feel like it goes after low quality traffic because the goal of maximize clicks is to drive you traffic. The goal of maximize conversions is to drive you conversions. We want conversions, but your campaign in the first 30 days, 60 days, it has no data. It doesn't have conversion data. So when you focus on conversions to start a brand new campaign, then what can end up happening is your campaign doesn't spend. Your campaign just does absolutely nothing. No clicks, no impressions. You have all your targeting set up. The bid strategy says it's learning. What I've generally done in that case is then I go over to switch to clicks and set a maximum cost per click bid limit, and I can show you this after I launch the campaign. What I will do is I will set it up to optimize for, and I've used enhanced CPC in the past, so manual CPC with enhanced CPC. They are getting rid of enhanced CPC, so I would use manual CPC, and just basically the keyword planner before gave us some guidelines for how much we should bid. So I would use manual CPC or maximize clicks along with exact match keywords, and then set my bid limit at something where I know that I'm going to start getting some clicks and impressions. So let's just say $8, for example. So I set my maximum cost per click limit to $8. Then you let your campaign run for a couple days. Are you getting clicks? Are you getting impressions? If you're hitting your daily budget, you could probably lower this, or you could probably start to make the switch to conversions. Otherwise, if you're not getting clicks, you're not getting impressions, continue raising this. So I know this can be difficult if it's like we need leads right now, but the goal of Google Ads is to basically feed conversion data in so that your bidding strategy can use the conversion data to optimize your campaign. That's essentially the new method of Google Ads. When I get started, I generally start with a conversions, and we just let it run like that, and then I make that switch if the campaign's not getting activity. Bid for new customers only. This is more useful for certain types of advertisers. This one I'm not going to, because if somebody converted already, we're not getting enough conversions for that to really make a huge difference. Campaign settings, I go search network, no search partners, display network, and I don't include the display network. So just the search network is what we want to run. Google is going to tell you expand your reach, use display expansion, no thank you, search network. Okay, so keep scrolling down. Next is setting up our locations. So there's a few different options here. First, you want to make sure presence, people in or regularly in your included locations. We want to enter another location. Let's make sure we keep that there. And then advanced search here, what we're going to do is I always start with the main city where they're located. So just do Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. And then you really have to make the decision like, okay, how far out do we go? Knowing this area well, people are probably not driving from Myrtle Beach to Murrells Inlet because there's probably like 15 dentists on the way. It's just there's a ton of health practices around here. People are probably not going from Pawleys Island to Murrells Inlet. So pretty much what we're looking at is we almost want like a radius around this area. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a radius. Let's just go 15 miles. That's probably still too big. And click right. Okay, that's huge. All right, so let's set this down to about 7. Okay, so this is probably a good how I would target this. Now the client may say something along the lines of like, hey, why don't we expand this a little bit? And sometimes I'll target some of these out here, maybe expand this slightly. Maybe we'll do 9 miles. And yeah, so that will target some of these ones further out. Okay, so this is probably where I would target for this specific client. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll add in some of these little cities as well. I don't think it really makes a difference. It's just one of those things that I do. But if we do Garden City, South Carolina, 71,000, and we add that in there, Surfside Beach, we can add some of those in there, Surfside PPC, but Surfside Beach here, I'm not even really from there, just like the name. Okay, so then you can start to add some of these smaller towns. There's a lot of small towns around here. But ultimately, this would probably be exactly where I target. We click on save. Presence, people regularly in my included locations. People show interest. There's millions and millions of people that show interest in going to Myrtle Beach every year. I don't want to target them with my offer if they're located in North Carolina or Pennsylvania or anywhere else that they drive or fly down to Myrtle Beach. So presence here. We're going to select English as the language. Audience segments is not generally something I use for health because there's no health related audience segments. So you could potentially try to target an older audience potentially, since I would assume the majority of people that are, let's come back to our page here. I would assume the majority of people that are looking for things like dentures, root canal treatment, bridges, crowns, implants are going to be a little bit on the older side. So that's where you could incorporate audiences, but ultimately we're just going to be observing these audience segments. So it's probably not something I would really target too much. Maybe something where it's, related to an older audience, but that's all right. Broad match keywords, we're going to turn off. So if you turn it on, then you use broad match keywords for the whole campaign. You can adjust this after you launch the campaign, but I always turn this off, and automatically created assets I turn off. So ad rotation, these I just keep all the same. Campaign URL options, you can track a little bit more about your campaigns depending on if you are using some type of tracking software or something along those lines. So let's click on next here. And now this is new in Google Ads. So I usually use this. Why not? Google AI will use your URL, the information you provide, to create assets like keywords, headlines, descriptions for you to review. So that's the most important part for me to review. So I can come over here and copy all of these words and come in here and just enter all of those. Okay, so we'll click on generate and we'll give it a second. Okay, so the keywords are probably not the best because they're just doing dentist near me, dental office, dental clinic, dental care, dental doctor. So, decent keywords, some of them to target, but we're really trying to focus on the restorative dentistry. If they said create a campaign for everything, then yes, I would do dentist near me. But dentist near me is generally going to apply somebody looking for a cleaning or a checkup, and that would be my guess. So what we want to do here is we want to get started by creating our first ad group, and we could just go right down the list here. So our first ad group will be dental implants. We'll copy this here, name your ad group at the very top. And then what you can do is get rid of some of these different keywords here. We can come over to our page, copy the link address. So let's come to implants, copy link address, and we will paste that at the very top here. So it'll use that landing page. And then we could just put dental implants near me, and we'll get keyword suggestions. And then we can scroll down here for now and start building our advertisement. We still want to go up and update our keywords, but we will do that in a little bit. So let's come over here first, and this will be our landing page. So we'll open this in a new tab. Okay, so get the beautiful, perfect smile you've always wanted with dental implants. So good overall landing page. I'd probably put an image here. Okay, so pretty simple, but we have it all set up here, and good rating, call, schedule, perfect. Okay, so let's come over here to our final URL. Now this is an important part too, is creating landing pages. Like this would be a really good client to work with because they're already set up. Creating landing pages for every single service, making sure they're optimized, making sure you have call to actions all over the page. They must have worked with a good marketing company because their call to actions are very prominent, very easy to see. And we have the reviews here, we have address, we have hours, and then we have a quick what are dental implants? Who does dental implants? Benefits. Maybe you could put a little bit more content on this page about dental implants and the process and everything like that. Like maybe a getting started with us, but the call to actions are fine. I think this is a good overall landing page. I'd give it probably a B+ landing page. Okay, we'll keep scrolling down. Next, you want to make sure you add the phone number directly to the advertisement. And we could take their phone number right here, copy this, and we will paste. We will do a new call asset. We will enter that phone number right there. So basically there's a default setting, calls from ads. In my one example, I created my own like this, but you could just use the default setting, calls from ads. Every 60-second phone call directly from your advertisement on mobile or desktop will count as a conversion. So this is one of my favorite conversion actions because you at least know people are on the phone for a longer period of time, which generally means it's a higher quality of call. So we have our call asset there. That's definitely the first place you want to get started. Next, we have our headlines here. So Prince Creek Dental Care, dental office near you, flexible payment options. Usually in the very top, what I do is I add like dental implants, things like that. Somebody asked me recently about pinning headlines. It's one of those things I go back and forth on. I truthfully have become more pro dental implants. The problem is when you do it and you start pinning headlines, Google just hurts your ad strength. So I think it's Google's way of basically saying, we want more control over what we're doing with your ad. So what I would do is generally pin some of these in the first place, like dental implants, best dental implant, and we'll pin that in position 1. And then a lot of times in position 2, I'll do things like call for an appointment, schedule with us, like kind of the call to action that we're looking for. Dentist in Murrells Inlet. So at the very bottom, let's say dental implants. Let's see if this fits. Perfect. So dental implants, Murrells Inlet. So now we have those pinned in position 1. Family dentist near you, this could be position 3. Dentist in your area, position 3. Personalized care solution 3. Call for an appointment. So call to actions, I generally do number 2. Schedule with us. Wide range of services. Could do new patient offers available. This is good. Dental care you can trust, 3. Okay, so we have a bunch of these in position 3. Prince Creek Dental Care we could put in position 2, and wide range of services, position 3. Okay, so we'd probably want to add a couple more for position 1. But then we have our descriptions here. Prince Creek Dental Care offers comprehensive dental care for your overall wellness. So what I would want to do, since we're targeting dental implants in this, provides comprehensive implant services. Okay, so perfect. Sometimes when I'm writing these descriptions, I'll do things like call now, dental implants, top rated dentist, local in Murrells. Make sure we spell it right. Murrells Inlet. Okay, so we only use 70 characters. That's fine. So maybe we do flexible payments. Okay, so all the things people basically have questions about are what you want to answer in your advertisement. How do I book an appointment? What types of payments do you offer? What types of services do you offer? And that's basically what you're trying to do is with all of your, so we accept most insurance plans, other flexible payment options, book dental implants. Say get dental implants. Yeah, that's fine. Our team is here to help you achieve your smile goal. And the reason why I'm putting dental implants in all these is, okay, and we'll do call now, exclamation point. Our team is here to help you, and we'll say with, okay, call now. Okay, perfect. So images to add to your campaign. So I generally recommend adding images that you own. In this case, I'm just going to take, I think these are ones directly from the website. So you can take some of these different, and you're just trying to show people with nice teeth. And that's pretty much what all of these are. So perfect. And we'll click on save. So you don't necessarily need all 20 images, but you can add 20 images. If you have like 5 to 10 good images, I think that's perfectly fine for a search campaign. So we have some of our images added. Business name and logos, you need to complete your advertiser verification. I obviously am not going to be doing that for Prince Creek Dental Care for this account. So I actually need to do this for my Surfside Inbound account. So next is going to be site links. So with site links, what you're trying to do is just link to some of the other pages that you have already on the website. So you have site link text, description line 1, description line 2, final URL. You want to add 4 site links to your campaign, and you can add site links to the ad group level as well. A lot of times what I'll do with site links, we'll come over to see. Okay, so I'll use some of these main pages here. So services, what to expect, payment options, insurance, and then maybe like schedule, like make your appointment. Those are generally what I'll start with. So we'll start with schedule with us, or we could just do something like book appointment. Make sure you write your description lines too, because they do show up sometimes. I think this is a good example actually. So dentist near me, when I search this, these are your site links. So for emergency dental care near Myrtle Beach, call us today. Payment options. Our office provides quality dentistry at competitive rates. So you want to make sure you fill out all of your description lines. Kind of going through this a little bit quicker now, but this is something you want to do at the campaign level and the ad group level if you do add ad group level site links. So next would be services, and we'll just come back over. Next one will be payment options. So we'll copy this link address, and you always want to add at least 4 to your campaign. So we come down here and we will do payment options, and we'll just do insurance. So we'll take insurance here, trying to answer all the questions people have with the advertisement. That's generally what you're doing. So people always have questions about quality, pricing, in this case, insurance, like what are my options in terms of payment, in terms of like how much is this going to cost me? Generally what most people want to know. So we have book appointment, services, payment options, insurance. You could see them down here at the bottom. I would add a few more site links. If this was my client, I would add more site links, and I would make sure I fill out all of the descriptions for every single site link. Next is going to be call outs. These are quick things that you're basically just trying to point out to people. Call now, let's see, our team works due to MetLife, Aetna, Cigna, United Healthcare, Humana, Delta. That may be a structured snippet. So let's see. Yeah, we have site links right here. Find an office near me, book online or call now. We make dental affordable. So for call out extensions, and you could see here for the pool, expert SC pool service, serving SC. So what you can do sometimes is things like you're just doing selling points. Insurance accepted, open Monday through, I don't think they are, but if you say open 7 days a week, most dentists are not. Insurance accepted, open dentists 7 days a week, emergency services, call now, could do 5-star rated. Sometimes I'll do things like 10 plus years experience or in business or something like that. You don't really ever say in business for a dental practice, even though it's obviously a business. So, okay, we have our different call outs here. We click on apply. So we add our call outs. Next is going to be other asset types. Promotions, if you're running a promotion, you can add that here. Pricing, you're generally not going to have fixed pricing for things, but if you do, you can add fixed prices. If dentures cost $250, I don't know what things cost for dentists, for those types of things. If they cost $250, you can add that there. $500, custom fittings for, I don't know, whatever it's going to cost. Structured snippets are another option here. This may be what that was at the top. So you could see for the pool, I had service catalog, liner replacement, maintenance, cleaning, pool installation, etc., etc. We click on create, select header type, and okay, so insurance coverage. Looks like they may have just added some of the different insurance companies there. So that's definitely something you can do. Also service catalog, we'll just do that. We'll say implants, crowns, caps. What else was there? Don't remember all of these services. Dentures, fillings. Okay, so we'll just add those ones. Okay, so dentures and fillings. Okay, so now we create this. Okay, so we save. We have our structured snippet added. You don't have to add the assets to every single advertisement. These are going to be added to the campaign level. So once you set them up the first time, I generally spend a lot of time on them the first time. And then from there, you just kind of are monitoring, improving them over time. Lead forms, apps, two things I'm not going to add for this specifically. I've gone over lead forms in the past. Apps, if you have a mobile app, most dentists aren't going to have a mobile app. Now let's come to the top here and we have our campaign pretty much ready to launch with our first ad group besides our keywords. So dental implants near me, implant dentures near me. This is kind of a difficult one because we're going to put dentures into another ad group. So let's just put any denture keywords into another ad group. So we will copy this. Dentist for dental implants, oral surgery. Okay, that's fine. And we'll come back over here. Let's come over here to dentures. We have dental implants near me, dental implants. Let's do Myrtle's Inlet, Myrtle Beach. Okay, so we have all these. I put quotes around all these to make them phrase match keywords. If you could start with the exact match too, if you wanted to, your campaign will probably not spend with exact match and maximize conversions. So I will show you what I do once we launch this campaign if I'm not getting any spend. So set our budget. So, I mean, you probably need a larger budget than this, but okay, so $10 daily budget. Now, if they said they want to spend, like I mentioned earlier, $3,000 a month, I would set this custom budget at $100 a day. So at $100 a day, then we would probably spend about $3,000 over the course of a month. So let's just do that for now. I mean, we're not going to spend anything. And then we get to our campaign is almost ready to publish. Health condition aren't allowed. Your ad has issues. Okay, let's see. There might be a specific keyword that we can't target. Let's see. All right, so we are going to request an exception. So that's what I thought we were going to have to do. Okay, so we're going to request an exception here. This is basically saying health and personalized advertising. This really shouldn't be an issue. We want to request an exception and we want to click on save. An error occurred with our final URL. Don't know what that means. Okay, so we'll scroll down here and we will redo this again next. Publishing the campaign can be a pain sometimes, so we'll click on next again. Let's see. Okay, so now we're all ready to go. We basically just had to request our exception and now we can publish our campaign. We shouldn't have any issues running these specific keywords. It's going to tell us to set up probably conversion tracking with a Google tag. Okay, yeah, so improve your return on investment by measuring conversions. So we already have this tracked, so we're just going to click on back. Okay, so it makes you test connection and then you can say, I'll do this later, which is what we're going to do. I will do this later. Okay, so this is ridiculous. All right, so set up your Google tag later. We should have this already. It might just be that they don't have a Google tag on their website. I don't know how they're tracking conversions. Okay, so now we have our campaigns. They also may not be running ads. Okay, so we have our campaign here. I'm just going to lower my budget because I don't want to spend $100 really quickly on not my business. Okay, so I would set it to $100 a day though, if that's how we were doing it. Next, what you want to do is start adding your other ad groups. So basically come in here, click on the plus sign, and you want to start creating the additional ad groups within your campaign. So we have dental implants. Next one, just go right down the list. Next one is going to be dentures. We'll copy this, come over here, and ad group number 2, standard ad group, dentures. You can do this for keywords. I think our keywords right here are perfectly fine. So if you do sometimes a quick search, I'll just do things like dentures and just see what comes up for get keyword suggestions. Okay, so we have a few options here. We'll come down. Okay, so Same day dentures, affordable dentures. So we can add a few of these. Affordable is fine. Same day. Okay. I don't like anything with prices lists or people searching prices. So we'll get rid of all of these here. This should be perfectly fine. And then we'll target all these as phrase match keywords. And then really all you're doing is just making sure you set up all of your ads to be relevant for the specific service that we're targeting. So that's really the next thing to do. Okay, so we'll click on save and continue. Next is going to be our ads. So let's come over here to our services, copy the link address for our dentures page. This will be the landing page we want to use here. Come back over to Google Ads. In the final URL, we are going to paste the dentures page here. Okay, so we have that there. And then pretty much what I do is where I have put dental implants, I pretty much just update that to dentures for a lot of them. If there's anything a little bit different, then I will, but you could do something like dentures near you, best dentures and implants. So they're kind of similar. So keep scrolling down. Dentures, Myrtle's Inlet. And you could also do like dentures, Myrtle Beach. Oh, I spelled Myrtle's Inlet wrong. I should check that on the other ad. Got to go fix that. Actually don't, because I'm not running this. Prince Creek Dental Care offers comprehensive denture services. And book now. Dentures, top-rated dentist, located in Myrtle's Inlet, or local in Myrtle's Inlet. Get dentures with, okay, so we'll just keep that one as dental implants. We have our images here. Everything else can pretty much stay the same. We could add more site links for some of the different services. So dentures, implants, things like that. Usually I do that for the top services, or things like book a cleaning. You could do that as well. So whatever's the top service in terms of money and popularity. So we click on done. We have our keywords here. We have our ad here. We save and continue. And now we have our 2 different ad groups. We want to continue building out our ad groups. I would build them out for every single one of these services. Besides this, implant supported dentures, I would probably just, that one is just, there's too much of a crossover between dentures and implants already. So that's just maybe people will find that page on the website, kind of put it as a link on both of those pages so people can see if it's something specific that people are going to do separately. So now we have our ad group set up here. The very last thing that I generally do is after I build out all of my different ad groups is I always check under my settings. I just want to make sure that my conversion goals I'm optimizing for are correct. So conversion goals here, they must not have the Google tag on their website since they told me like 10 times to install it. So we have these ones here we're optimizing for. And then you're basically letting the campaign run for a little bit. If you want to spend $3,000 a month, you could always start with a smaller budget, start with $50, $75 a day, start to get some data. As you get some data, you want to go into your insights and reports. And I'll just open up all campaigns for this. You want to go to your insights and reports. And what you want to do is look at your search terms. You'll see my pool search terms here. Look at your search terms and you're looking for anything that's irrelevant that's not going to be driving conversions for your business. So within the search terms here, you can see, okay, we have all these different, obviously this is swimming pool, but we have all these different things that people are actually typing in. And eventually what you could do is say, okay, clean out pool filter is not a service. It's not something that people are actually going to do. They're not saying clean out pool filter near me. They're looking for a guide. So we add this as a negative campaign level exact match keyword to our pool campaign. So that's one of the first things that I do. The next thing would be something like, okay, brothers pool service. Let's just come in here, add as a negative keyword. Anybody searching for brothers is just not going to be something that we're going to target. Somebody might search 2 brothers. Somebody might search something else. Add this as a broad match negative keyword for competitors, for names like this. Just add that as a broad match negative keyword. So now we are all good to go with our campaign. We wait for it to run and see if we get a little bit of data for our Prince Creek dental campaign. If not, go to the campaign level one more time. And what I generally do at this point is I will update my bidding strategy. So go to the campaign settings. We are going slow here in Google Ads. Go to the campaign settings and just basically under the bidding here, we have maximized conversions right now. We could change the bidding strategy and change it to clicks and say, let's set a maximum cost per click bid limit, set it to $10, $8, something like that. Go over to your targeted keywords and select all of your targeted keywords and just switch them to exact match keywords. That's what I would do for now, is just come over here and select all 13, and then you can change the match types. Change all match types. They'll always tell you to use broad match. Change all match types to exact match, and then you can see if you start getting some more data in your search terms for the exact match keywords that you're targeting. But build out the entire campaign. Make sure you have all of your ad groups set up. We obviously only did the 2 ad groups, but This is exactly how I would set up a medical campaign. As you get in more conversion data, communicate with the client and say, okay, how are your leads looking? How do your phone calls look? Are you getting good leads? Look at what your cost per lead is. For a campaign like this, if you're spending $10 per click, your leads are probably going to be somewhere between $50 and $100. It's just, they're not going to be cheap. Sometimes they may be upwards of $100 to $150. For the client, you just have to be very upfront saying it's expensive to get clicks on Google Ads, but what we're going to do is it's going to be high to begin with, and we're going to focus on bringing that down and then really focus on quality leads. Quality leads is the most important thing, but it takes data to get there. Within that, there's absolutely no data, so you need to get data within that campaign to be successful. So that's the most important thing. We're going to pause this now, but if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.